In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create this motion graphic style animation in DaVinci Resolve. So right now, let's go ahead and drag in our Fusion composition. Right click, open in Fusion page, drag in a background and connect this with the media out. Now let's go ahead and change the color to white. And also let's drag in our text and connect this with the background. Now over here in the text, let's just go ahead and type in this X and let's go ahead and change the color to black. And also let's go ahead and change the font to Montserrat. And I'm going to change this to black. Let's also go ahead and change the size all the way to 0.5 and that's it. Now we're going to drag in a second text and we're going to connect this with the merge one. And also we're going to right click on the text one, copy the settings from here, then right click on the text two and then click on paste settings. So now we have the same text at both sides. Actually, we have the same text at the same position, but we're going to use masking by using this polygon in order to separate them. So with the polygon selected, let's go ahead and connect this with the text one. And from here, we can just simply add in this mask. So here we have a simple mask and you can also adjust this so that this is kind of in the center of this X line right here, this line right here. And if we go ahead and unselect the text 2, you will notice that we can now see this is the first half of the text. Now let's go ahead and drag in another polygon, connect this with the text 2 this time. But we can also copy the settings from here. So you can press Ctrl C or you can also right click and then click on copy and then right click and then paste settings. But with the polygon 2, we want this to be in the opposite direction. So we can go over to the X rotation and change this to 180 and also the Y to 180. So now you will notice we have the same text, but now if we go over to the text 2 and unselect it, this will be the first part. And then if we go over to the text 1, unselect it, this will be the second part. And now we can use the merge to move them around. So this is how we're going to do it. For the next thing, we're going to add a slash. So we're going to show a slash animation to show that there is a cut and we're going to cut the text into two halves. So for that, we can just go ahead and drag in another background and a polygon. Let's connect the polygon with the background and background with the merge to. So now with the polygon selected, let's go ahead and create this line right here. Now, of course, you can make sure that this is at the same line as well, but it doesn't matter much because this line is going to just go away. So right now, when we have this selected, or make sure you have created this line in the same way that we did for this polygon right here, but you don't need to connect this back. You can just simply create one line. And now let's go ahead and first of all, unselect the solid. And also let's go ahead and change the border style to flat. And let's go ahead and change the border width to 0.003. So now you will notice we have this line, but it's not that visible because the text right here is also black. So we can go over to the background and change the type to gradient. And from here, you will notice that now the line is more visible. Of course, you can go ahead and change the gradient settings if you want to, the colors if you want to, but I'm going to just keep this at the default. Now, once we have this done, first of all, let me just go ahead and increase the size of this. And make sure that you select this modify only whenever you are changing the positions for the lines or any shape for that matter. So this is kind of too much, but the reason why I'm doing this is because we need to add in this rectangle mask and connect this with the merge 3. And now you will notice that we have this, but let's go ahead and change the soft edge a little bit. So we can get this sort of a style. Of course, we can also decrease the height a little bit or move this around. So this looks good. Now we're going to animate this. Go over to the polygon 3. And from here, let's go over. First of all, at 0, you will notice that we have this animation created. So let's just unselect this. We don't need this. Go over at 10 frames and create a keyframe at position. Then go over at 5 frames and change the position to 1. So this is how it's going to be. And then at 15, let's go ahead and create a keyframe at length. And then at 20, let's change this to 0. So if you play this, this is how it looks. So this is our slash. Also, one more thing you can do is you don't really need to add this right here at 15. You can simply go ahead and create this keyframe at 10 as well. So let's do that. Let's try that at 10. So let's create a keyframe at length at 10 frames, and then at 15, let's go ahead and change this to 0. And then let's remove this one at 20. So let's play this. So this will be more fast, or you can say a rapid cut. I think this looks much better. So let's go ahead with this one. Now we're going to separate them. So for that, let's go over at merge one and create a keyframe at 20 frames. So our animation for this polygon was ending at 15. So we can go over at 20 now. Select the merge one, create a keyframe at center. And also let's select the merge two and create a keyframe at center as well. Now let's go over at 30. And in the merge one, I'm going to change the center to 0.25. And for this one, this merge 2, I'm going to change this to 0.75. So right now, if you play this, this is how it will look. We have this cut and then the separate. Now let's also go over at spline and let's select the merge 1 and merge 2. Select this zoom to fit. Select all the keyframes and hit S on the keyboard. Now let's go ahead and add in this image. So this is the image that I'm using, but of course, feel free to use any image that you want. Right now, I'm just going to decrease the size of this. So let's just go with 0.8. A little lower, let's go with 0.7. And now let's go ahead and add in this mask, this rectangle mask, and we can just go ahead and connect this with the merge 4. And let's all go ahead and decrease the size of this. So we're going to start this from the very center using the width. So right here at 20, we're going to create this keyframe at width and make sure that this is at 0. And then right here at 30, we're going to move this in. Actually, we do need to change the angle as well. I forgot to change the angle. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and change the angle right here. And also we need to increase the height as well now. So if you play this, this is how it will look. But you will notice that this doesn't look very good because the text that we have right here are moving far apart, but this one, this mask right here is not moving that far apart. So the animation is not matching. What we can do is by manually doing this. So for example, right here at 25, let's go ahead and increase this. And actually, let's delete this one at 30. We don't need this right here. Now we need to do this keyframe by keyframe. So let's go ahead one frame ahead. Let's reduce the width and also let's move this center right here so that this is between the shape that we have or the text that we have right here. And also you can position this so that this matches in right here. All right. Now make sure the rectangle mask is selected. Move one frame ahead and then let's reduce the size of this and make sure that we match this according to the boundary that we have. Then go right here. Make sure this is matching. And then finally at this one. Actually, no, this will be the second last one. And then this one is the final one. So now let's play this and see how this looks. So this looks much better now. But one thing we can do is to just simply increase the soft edge a little bit. Don't do too much. Just somewhere around here. So this works for me. And now if we see the whole thing, here you go. So now we have this animation done as well. One last thing left to do is to add the strings that you saw in the preview. So for that, what we can do is drag in this background, connect this with the merge 4, and we're also going to use another polygon tool. Make sure that you remove this shape animation for now. We will need this, but let's remove this for now. And now let's go over at 30 and let's go right here at the edge of this X, make sure you click on it and then go right here and then click on it. So this is how it's going to be connected. Right now you will see nothing because we need to increase the border width, and make sure to unselect the solid. We don't need this. And also let's unselect the border style. And also let's change the border style to flat. So let's go ahead and change the border width to 0.001. So right now this is how it looks. And now we can adjust this. So let's do that. And make sure that you select this modify only to adjust this. So here we have the first line done. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw 4 more. So it's going to be one right here, one right here, and one right here. But also one other thing I would like to show you before I do that is that we do need to animate this. So for example, right now you will notice that this doesn't look good. So we need to move this line according to how this X is moving. So for that, let's go over at 30 and make sure the polygon is selected. Create a keyframe at this shape animation. And let's go one frame ahead. Actually, one frame behind. So let's go one frame behind and then move this right here. And always make sure that this is not moving. All right. And now let's move one frame back. Move this right here. And then one frame back. So this thing you have to do keyframe by keyframe if you want to make it accurate. All right, so right here where we have this at 25, you will notice that this is now going to go right here. One frame back, this is just going to go right here. What we can do is at 25, create a keyframe at level and then move one frame back and then change this to 0. So now if you play this, now you will notice that looks like a string moving along with the X that we have right here. So this looks good now. Now you just need to copy the same process for the other ones as well. So we need to create one right here, one right here, and one right here. So I will just go ahead and quickly do that. All right, so here you can see we have all of these 4 done, and this is how it looks. Now, of course, this was a manual process, and also it doesn't mean that the one that I did, the one that I did show you, which was the Polygon 4, it doesn't mean that it's going to end at maybe 24 frames. It's going to be different for each of them. So for example, at Polygon 5, it took me a little more. So I had to go all the way to 20 before I had to level this out. So you will notice that this will be visible right here as well. So this depends on the image as well, but I've shown you the technique to do it. So you can do this for any image that you want. So now that we have done this, there's just one final thing left to do, which is just to go back to the main timeline. And from here, what you can do is, first of all, let me just see where this is ending. So for example, right here, we can just go over right here, somewhere around here. Well, actually, you can press Control D to change the duration. So let's say we go over to 2 and right here, we're just going to simply create a duplicate. And the way that you can do that is by simply pressing the fusion composition and press Alt on the keyboard and then drag this while you have both of them selected, while you have this selected, and then leave it, and then you have a copy. Now for this one, what if we want to create a loop? So for example, right here, you will notice that this is opening, but what if we want to close it? So that's what I'm going to show you how to do by using this composition, but we need to right click and change this to new compound clip. Just click on create and now we have a new compound clip. The reason I'm doing it this way is because if we right click on the fusion composition, you won't get any option for speed. Even if you press Ctrl R, you won't get any. But with the compound clip, if you right click, you will get the option for retime control or change clip settings. So we do need to change the clip settings. So click on this and then simply just click on reverse speed and that's it. Click on change And now if we play this, we have this right here and then this right here. But you will notice that we also get this right here again. We don't need this cut again. What we can do is, first of all, let's undo, go over to this one. And then you can simply just go right here and remove this. So now you will notice you won't find any slash. And now let's change this back to compound clip. Then right click and then click on change clip speed and then click on reverse speed. And if you play this now, this is how it looks. And now this can keep on looping because we have just created this again. This is going to start from here again. So this was a technique that I wanted to show you. And just one final thing, you can also add a sound effect for this sword slash. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention was that we do need to add a motion blur. So let me just copy this. I have created another copy for this fusion composition. Let's go over to this. And right here, let's first of all go over to the merge one, go over to settings and then click on motion blur. And let's change this to, let's say, 8 or 7. And then change the shutter angle to 300. Do the same thing for the merge 2. And now if you play this, we'll get this nice motion blur. So let's go back now and let's go ahead, create another copy, right click, change this to new compound clip, hit create, and then let's right click, click on change clip settings, change clip speed, then reverse, click change, and then that's it. So now you will notice we get this motion blur on both sides. So that was just the final thing left. But anyways, this was it for this video. I hope you found this video useful and I will see you in the next one.